Next, I'll show you how to develop a flared skirt pattern from slopers with 2 darts, 1 dart, and no darts. A flared skirt design eliminates darts, allows the skirt to hang smoothly from waist to hips, and also adds a gentle amount of fullness throughout the skirt body. Let's start with the 1 dart version. Begin by tracing off your entire sloper, including the dart. Next, we'll convert this single dart to 2 darts that are both smaller. Draw in 2 new dart points, evenly spacing them across the width of the skirt at the depth of the original dart. Then, draw straight lines up from these points to the waistline. Next, measure the width of your dart at the top. Divide this distance in half. Half of this is going to go to 1 dart and the other half to the other. Center the half distance across the 2 dart legs. So here I have half of the width of my original dart centered across the top of each new dart. Then as the final step, I'm just going to connect these points to the dart point at the bottom, and I will have 2 new darts. Erase your original dart. Now you have 2 darts to begin completing a flared skirt with. I've switched to a skirt sloper with larger darts just so that this will be more obvious, but we could have continued using the sloper we just converted 2 darts from for this example. Okay, so here we have our 2 darts ready to go. Let's make this skirt flared. Draw in straight lines from the dart point to the hemline, making sure that these lines are parallel with either the center front or the center back line. Slash along these lines just up to the dart point, and then slash along the inside leg of each dart, again stopping shy of the dart point. Pivot and tape both darts shut. Then fill in the gaps with paper. Draw in a new hemline, then add seam allowances and label your pattern to finish. Now let's say you're working with a doll whose sloper does not have any darts at the waist. What do you do then? In this case, you're going to draw in 2 evenly spaced pivot points, about 1/8 of an inch down from the waistline. From these pivot points, draw slash lines straight down to the hemline. Slash along these lines, just up to the pivot point, and then snip from the waistline down to almost the pivot point. Open up the slashes, being sure they're each spread an even amount, then tape them down to a piece of scrap paper. Draw in your new hemline. At this point, if your hip curve still looks a little bit weird and extreme, you can smooth that out just a little bit. Usually you've added plenty of ease through the body of the skirt, so you don't need this hip curve to be as extreme. Trim away this excess and add seam allowance to finish your pattern. You can also add gores to a pre-existing flared skirt pattern. Simply draw in your desired gore style lines, slash apart, and add seam allowance.